Yo, what's going on, boys? How you guys doing today? Welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a very special weapon that I feel like has been kind of flying under the radar, but is very good, and you should definitely give it a chance if you get one. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Lionfish 4fr, the new stasis fusion rifle this season. We finally got another rapid fire frame stasis fusion rifle, and yes, I'm just going to tell you right now, it does roll with chill clip. But that's not the only thing that it does, because it also rolls with some of their amazing perks. So in today's video, we're going to talk about what makes this fusion rifle special, what are the perks that you can get on this thing, and also what are the best combinations that you should be looking for if you're looking for a god roll on this weapon. And at the end, we'll have me to review where I just talk about the things that I like or dislike about the fusion rifle. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you do, remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel in case you guys haven't already, as well as follow me on Twitch. We'll be streaming a lot on Twitch, so I'd love to see you stop by. And now, let's get into it, and first let's talk about where to actually get this weapon. Now, the Lionfish is going to be one of those weapons that are in the Pinnacle Ops playlist. For many of these missions, you always have a chance of getting the Lionfish, or you can also wait for it to be the daily feature drop, and then farm it that way. But you are going to be getting this from the Pinnacle Ops playlist, and because of that, it does come with the Provolone Sober perk. Whenever you do sustained damage champions, mean the bosses or bosses, it exhausts them, and it also will grant this weapon increased handling as well as reload speed. I love this perk, it is really good in any endgame content, so it's gonna work perfectly on this weapon. You're always gonna be shooting those kinds of targets, so you're really gonna be taking advantage of this perk. But you do have two other options when it comes to your origin trait. You have Vanguard Determination, which is gonna give you damage resistance after getting kills after using your class ability, which is okay. And then you also have Bystander, which has the chance of reloading a portion of your magazine whenever you do damage with this weapon. So both of those are going to be pretty alright, but I still think Provolone Sober is probably going to be a go-to for any type of like endgame activities. Now let's move on and let's start talking about the perks that you can actually get on this weapon. We'll have a quick overview of all the perks, and then afterwards we'll go a little bit more in depth into some of the best ones, because I know that's what you guys are looking for. And after the perks, we're going to have some God Rush suggestions, so you guys know exactly what you're looking for. So let's get into it, and let's start with the very first trade perk. Now these are the options we're going to have for the very first trade perk. We have Rhyme Stealer, Proximity Power, Transcendent Moment, Reconstruction, Lead from Gold, and lastly Subsistence. And there's going to be mainly 3 perks that you really want to look for, but there is one perk in particular that just kind of stands above the rest. So we're going to be starting off with that one, and it's none other than Reconstruction. Now Reconstruction is both going to auto-reload your weapon, and that is just amazing on this fusion rifle. It's pretty much the perfect perk that you can actually go for on this fusion rifle, because the main 2 perks that you're going to be pairing this up basically are perfect for this perk. The more ammo you have in your magazine, the more you can actually abuse and use those perks, so Reconstruction is just what you want to go for. You want to make use the most out of this weapon. But we are going to have a couple of other really decent perks, so let's talk about them. The first one is going to be Lead from Gold. Whenever you pick up a heavy ammo brick, it will also grant this weapon ammo. Every time that you make a special on the heavy brick, it's essentially like you're making 2 bricks a special, meaning that you're going to be able to use this weapon a lot more often. So if you're trying to use this weapon just as much as you can, and you don't really want to worry about ammo too much, then this is the perk that you want to go for. It is going to be really good, and I definitely recommend Lead from Gold. The other perk that's pretty decent, especially this season, is going to be Rhyme Stealer. Whenever you destroy a stasis crystal or defeat some frozen targets with this weapon, it will grant you Frost Armor. And Frost Armor has so many different things in the artifact this season, so this can definitely work with this weapon. And you still get the damage resistance on top of everything. So it helps with survivability, and it also lets you take advantage of so many mods in the artifact this season. But it will definitely lose some value after this season, so definitely keep that in mind. And those are pretty much the main 3 that you should be on the lookout for on this first trade perk. Nothing else is really going to be as good as those 3. Now these are the options we have for the second perk. We have Chill Clip, Reservoir Burst, Binary Orbit, Control Burst, Elemental Honing, and then Swashbuckler. And let's start with the very big one that I know all of you guys are going to be going for, is Chill Clip. We finally got another rapid fire frame Chill Clip fusion rifle. So if you've been a big Riptide warrior like me for the last couple of years, then you gotta love this weapon. It essentially uses the Riptide, but upgraded. And now with better perks, meaning that you can really maximize the amount of chill clip you actually can get on this weapon. And a lot of you guys are probably gonna be looking for this. Choke Clip is still fantastic, even if it can't stun 2 champions at once anymore, it is still just a fantastic endgame perk. But you also have some other good options like Control Burst. Now this is gonna be the one that you go for if you're trying to put out more damage with this weapon. Whenever you land every bolt in a burst, it will give you increased damage as well as reduced charge time. You want to use output damage against bosses, output more damage against champions, this is gonna be your go-to perk. You can just constantly keep proccing it over and over again and just put out a lot more damage with your fusion rifle. And this being a rapid fire frame fusion rifle, it means that you can really take advantage of this perk and put a bunch of bullets out there. And whenever you combine it with reconstruction, it's over. You're gonna be getting so many shots out there and just doing so much damage with Control Burst. And those two I think are going to be the best perks when it comes to this weapon, but there's also two that I want to mention as well before moving on to the God Rolls, and those are Reservoir Burst as well as Elemental Honing. Now Reservoir Burst I think can be very good on this weapon, especially paired up with Reconstruction, meaning that you get to overflow the magazine a bunch and just keep using that Reservoir Burst that gives you increased damage as well as those explosions on kills. So this one can be pretty good. Depending on what you're doing, and if you're trying to do a little bit more ad clear but still keep a bit more damage, this one could actually be pretty good. Now Elemental Honing has the potential to give you some crazy damage on this weapon, much more than Control Burst, but it's also going to be much harder to proc. I would only really recommend Elemental Honing if you're playing on a prismatic build. If you're not playing on a prismatic build, it's just better to stick with Control Burst, but on prismatic is really where you can reach the potential with the Elemental Honing and really go off with this weapon. But now let's move on and let's talk about some God Rolls. Now the God Rolls are going to be pretty simple. They're all going to look very similar to each other. Basically, they're all going to have Reconstruction. They're all going to have Reconstruction or Lead from Gold, and it's mostly going to be those two perks. So the first one is going to be Reconstruction and Choke Clip. This one's going to be amazing. With your magazine being overflowed, you can really take advantage of Choke Clip and just apply Choke Clip a bunch of times. Just over and over and over again. And no matter what, as long as Reconstruction is working and just putting more bullets into your magazine, you basically always are going to be able to take advantage of Choke Clip till you run out of ammo, essentially. Now another really good one is going to be Reconstruction plus Control Burst, and this one's going to be good for a similar reason, just being able to have your magazine overflowed and being able to just shoot the Control Burst over and over and over again, always with that extra damage and not having to stop to actually reload the weapon. You're going to be able to put out a lot of damage this way, whether it's against champions, bosses. It's going to be a really good role to have. Lead from Gold plus Choke Clip is also going to be pretty good. You have more ammo, meaning that you can use Choke Clip a lot more often. Even if it's not as often as Reconstruction, this one's also going to be a really good role and one that you can spam a lot without really having to care too much about your ammo. Lead from Gold Control Burst is also going to be a really good one for a similar reason. You have more ammo, so you can actually use this perk a lot more often. And the last one is going to be Reconstruction plus Reservoir Burst. Again, the overflowing just works so well with this perk, and you get to use it a lot more often. And those right there are the main roles that I recommend that you go for on this fusion rifle, and the ones that are really going to make it special and the best fusion rifle in the game. And like always, what is the God roll you guys are going to be going for with this weapon? Is it something similar that we talked about today, or is it something different? And also let me know what you guys think in the comments. Just your overall thoughts on this weapon. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Have you gotten a good one? All of that, leave it in the comments below. And now let me tell you a little bit about just how I feel about this weapon. And it's going to be very easy because it's essentially just Riptide 2.0 now upgraded with some newer perks. That is pretty much all it is. And it really is all that it has to be. Its popularity did drop off of it once we actually had the Stasis Rocket sidearm. And now with this new version of it that really pushes Choke Clip to its max potential, as well as Control Burst on top of it, you gotta do some actual single target damage, this one is just fantastic. And because tier 3 weapons and higher have multiple perks, you can have both Choke Clip and Reservoir Burst, and you can switch between them depending on the activity you're doing. So I definitely think this is one of the best fusion rifles in the game now, and you guys should definitely look for one of these. It is definitely one that you should not ignore. So if you get some drops, definitely check it out and see if you got a good one. But with that, we're gonna end today's video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did, dislike if you did, and subscribe to the channel in case you guys are not already. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.